Okay, YouTube, third time's a charm, I suppose. The first time that something wonky happened with the video. The second time, I fumbled over several very simplistic words. And now this time, I refuse to be deterred, because that is the role of a magus, especially of a black adept. Someone who has an immense will that will not be cowed, no matter how many things get thrown at them. Now, speaking of black adepts, speaking of the black flame, I'm going to talk to you all today about a YouTuber named VK Jehanum, who is pretty fucking awesome. Because, you know, the guys with the Jufros gotta hold it down. Well, it's not so much a Jufro right now, but give it another 6.5 months and it will be. Trust me. Shit's ridiculous. Anyway, I'm coming to talk about VK Jehanum today, and if you don't know him, you can just look him right up on fucking YouTube. v.k.jehanum. Pretty fucking simple. You should go do it. You should go do it and you should subscribe. Or maybe he'll sick some of the cliff after you. No, but seriously, actually, he's quite an incredible occultist. I didn't know how to feel about his approach because I didn't have simply enough experience in the path as a black adept. I've been practicing magic for about 5.5, 6 years now. I started off a Thelemite, and will always consider myself a Thelemite because of the fact that the principle that it incorporates is following one's true will, which is, yeah, so I do consider myself a user of will as a magician. Every day I have to, and I'm challenged in new paradigms, which filter out into every decision that I make. How is that being actuated? You know, if you weren't doing enough, you've simply failed. If you were doing enough, then you will reap the fruit of that success. And struggle on until you get there. Now, with the gnosis of VK, he inspired me. I was watching a video of his, and he was talking about how he was having a video chat with this one cat that he knew, and he was talking about how the guy was like freaking because he was just like worried that he was going to somehow like scry his, inner deepest, darkest secrets or whatever. And it was a video about not psyching yourself out. And I think it's funny as shit because that exact thing happened to me when I first started. You know, it was about 1.5 years in, and I was going in the temple with my then mentor. Now I would consider her my equal. And we were getting ready to do our daily ritual with another coven member that we were introducing to the system, a brand new neophyte. And we walked in and she stopped and stood at attention and kind of just slyly glanced back over her shoulders and looked at us, side-eyeing us. And she goes, there's somebody horny in my temple. And I don't appreciate it. And I was just like, oh, well, fuck. Exposed. Dun dun dun. And so she's like, get the fuck out and correct the shit. Once you've got your hormones together, come back in and begin the work. So I did exactly that. Kind of a little bit pissy because of the fact that I was, feeling violated, but that's the thing with the universe. Survival of the fittest, and she was definitely fit and I was not fit to understand a motherfucker's emotions and hormones when they're not in check. And so that was the first synchronicity that I feel that led me to VK. Another one was he did another video 2 days after I experienced this in the astral realms on different things that you can experience when you're traveling in the astral dimensions and the aethers. And it was talking about drug usage of the entities, you know, the fact of inebriation existing on multiple states and planes, and weaponry, and also that war is an inherent part of the cosmic design. You know, goes back to that comment about survival of the fittest. So another funny thing is that the third synchronicity that occurred between us was the Dracosophia chant, which he uses to include, to encapsulate the entirety of the demoniacal current. And this was interesting to me as hi babe. This was interesting to me because of the fact that I had just received it as what I interpreted random gnosis, which of course it wasn't random, and I wasn't the only person channeling that as a word, you know. It's a word of power in the aethers, and it was being unleashed for the gnosis of other mages out there. VK, you know, just was the first that I had come upon any literature about it, you know. I finally gave his site a little bit more attention after those synchronicities, because I was like, okay, maybe something's pointing me to work with some things that he is. You know, I didn't have a lot of confidence, and I'm still very new to it. Not super new. I've done a little bit of work with the Goetia. Shouts out to the 72. Pyman Marcosius, who taught me excellent things about astral travel via Kuriza and some other very interesting things, basic psychic manipulation through the aura, how to work with the shadow self in the primal form of a wolf, you know, these types of things. Very incredible spirit. Psychic combat, as well as Visago with psychic combat. And yeah, so if you're absolutely new, I suggest that is a great starting place. I also suggest that you go check out PK's channel, especially if you have any interest in the Cliffa, which I have had, having started off in a Kabbalistic-based tradition. I just didn't know how to approach them because I couldn't find any real super source material on them. I suppose I could have primed the aethers for a few things, but everything has its own time and place, I believe. So I can say one thing specifically, and won't reveal a lot about the other parts of the gnosis because of the fact that I want to be fair and not try to sound like any kind of fucking authority or anybody who's had any experience with them, because my first time channeling one of his hymns and chants, which I finally gave a chance, was last night at about 1 o'clock in the morning. And it was just a basic chant to raise and focus the Cliffotic energies and the energies of the whole Dracosophia current and illuminate the black flame. I performed adverse pentagram, working with it and triggering the black flame, and it was very, very, very powerful gnosis. I saw out of my body Lucifer's sigil shoot towards the black flame and just kind of sit there amidst the glowering, and it showed up green. It showed up like a green. If any of you are Game of Thrones fans, I believe it's called Starfire or whatever the fuck they called it, that green flame that they use to ignite the waters for the ships, it looked really similar to that, which was cool as fuck, because I was just conjuring flame with my mind. But it was almost like that was the idea that, you know, is naturally manifesting between the universe and my personal sphere of sensation. And just having that, I mean, all the things that I had missed in my first go round of attunement, it was like it was reworking my entire system psychically from the ground up, and showing me, oh, these are the holes that you missed, we're cementing these and patching them in, filling them in, and yeah, here's your attunement. And another thing, cats are demonic as fuck. They are super fucking demoniacal. Just look at this thing. Look at her. Look at her. Look at Demon Kitty. Meow. Oh, Mousifer. Hi, baby. Hi. She's so sweet. Yeah, her sweet kitty. I say that because of the fact that Satan is cat power. I'm fully fucking aware of it, man. She wouldn't leave my side the whole night after I did that invocation of the Black Flame. In fact, she was so magnetized to me, it was kind of creeping me the fuck out, because usually she hates me. It won't be anywhere near me except for very early in the morning when she just is an affection whore. But last night she wouldn't leave my side. So that was interesting. But yeah, check out VK. Check out Mother of Abominations as well, Orly Stewart. She's a fucking incredible artist. You should go and do the whole Patreon thing and buy paintings from her, because they're magical talismans and portals. And fucking duh, why wouldn't you support something like that if you're an occultist and whatnot, you know? Yeah, so that's pretty much about it. I'll post more videos as I do clephotic sphere initiation and work with some of the entities as I'm permitted to. Some of them may silence the fuck out of me. If they have good enough reason, then I'm sure they will express that and explain that. And I'm very interested and excited to see what this brings about. Yeah. Ave Dracosophia.